friends, Leslie from A Friend to Knit With. Welcome to episode 26 of A Friend to Knit With podcast. Today is Monday. No, it's not Monday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. I never film on a Saturday, I guess. It is Saturday, May 28th, and it is Memorial Day weekend. So hopefully you're having a wonderful, long, restful holiday weekend. I have not been here probably since April. I don't really like to come unless I have something, to show you. So at least a sweater. And I do have a sweater right now. I do want to put out a PSA to you guys. I had something frozen off of my forehead this week, Tuesday, I think. And go have your all over body check. It's very important. I was a sun worshiper in my younger years, so I hope it's not too distracting. I am wearing the classic sweater by Espace Tricot. Melissa used to own Espace Tricot, and she's the designer. I love this sweater. It fits into my sort of, make what you're going to wear a lot. I think this is a sweater that could just be worn pretty much all the time. And it's, knit in the round, raglan sleeve, top down. I held 2 strands of yarn together, one of the silk and mohair, and one, this is BFL and Masham, 75%. This is Melissa's yarn company now. She has a beautiful yarn company. This is the Sunday morning, and this is the halo. So I held those 2 together to get that. And yeah, I can't say enough about it. It's dreamy. This color is the cover to cover. They're both blue. This one just is a little deeper. And this is Rocket in the halo. But I really do enjoy knitting that way. And I love the effect that it gives. So I'm not going to say that this is not itchy. If you are sensitive to wools and definitely alpaca or mohair, you might find this just a little scratchy on your neck. I don't have anything under it because it is kind of warm outside, close to 80, and it's not at all itchy. So you might find that too, but if you are very sensitive to it, and you might not want to make something around your neck out of this. But other than that, I absolutely love it. I did not make any modifications, except I made the sleeves a little bit longer because I like my sleeves, pretty long. I made a mistake. I'll show you what I did this morning. I had blocked it, and then I tried it on. I blocked it with my mistake, thinking I could maybe leave my mistake, and then I tried it on, and I was not happy. So what I did was I knit the back as the front and the front as the back. So I had to add on 2 inches on the back, and I was just going to leave the front because it's a split hem and the front is shorter than the back. I thought it would be fine, and I wouldn't have even noticed it, but I tried it on, and my husband was like, "What's that little pucker? Is that going to lay flat after you block it?" And I was like, "What do you mean? I don't have a pucker. Where's the pucker?" And I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, because of the short rows, I had the back and the front causing the pucker. I was like, oh, thank you, honey, for noticing, because I'm sure I would have, and then I would have been really bummed. So I had not blocked it yet, and I added the 2 inches, and then, like I said, I was going to keep both parts of the split hem 4.5 inches long, and then the front was just way too long. I couldn't give it a little French tuck or anything, so I decided to rip it out. And this morning is when I did that. It sat in the freezer, as you know, I have heard before, and a lot of people have mentioned, pop it in the freezer. It's so much easier to rip out mohair. So I did that, and I put it in the freezer yesterday. It spent the night in the freezer, and this morning I had my coffee and I was ready to go, and I couldn't even get the bind off out. I was very frustrated, so I thought, oh, I'm just gonna cut off the bind off. So I snipped as far as I, needed the bind off, grow out. And then I had like 2 inches to rip out. So I started and, I was so frustrated. So I took my scissors and I cut off the part that I needed. There was no way I could rip this out row by row. It would have truly been impossible. So I was able to get it back on the needles. I knit a couple of rows and then I bound off, and all is good. I have a sweater to wear in the fall. And I think this will be, I know a lot of people say they don't like navy. I love navy. I think it's also a classic color. It fits into what I'm trying to achieve in my closet. Things to wear. So yes, I could not say more wonderful things about this. Thank you, Melissa, for coming up with the pattern and the yarn. It's the perfect marriage of pattern and yarn. So if you need a classic sweater, this is it. So I finished that, and prior to that, I've talked about this before. This is a baby blanket. I was going to tell you how much it measures. I think it's 32 by 32. It is a butterfly stitch pattern. My grandmother used to make these blankets. Hers were striped, and I love them. And so my sister and I decided we would make baby blankets out of them. I ended up writing up the pattern. It is with a tech editor right now. And as soon as that is back, I will put it on my blog if you're anxious to get it this between now and June 21st. And there'll be a coupon code on there so you can get it for free. And I'll do that as soon as it comes back from the tech editor. I'll do that for at least a week. Have it on the blog with a coupon code. So if you're interested in this pattern, you can go there. And then when I'm back next month, I promise to mention it again with a coupon code so you can get the pattern then. But I think it's a dreamy, dreamy baby gift. I've said this before. I loved my blankets that my kids had when they were little because they weren't those special blankets that had to stay in the crib or, in the house. This one could be outside. It could drag along under the stroller because the mom just gets to toss it in the washing machine. And I love that about acrylic. And I feel like this acrylic, I know some people don't like acrylic. I like all yarns. So I do not mind working with acrylic. And this acrylic, I was talking to my sister about it. I said, do you think this feels bad in your hands? And no. So I don't know. It is the big twist. I also like the price point a lot. And yeah, value. Each blanket takes 2. And someone mentioned that the big twist was still on sale. So maybe it is probably from Memorial Day weekend. It could be all the time. I'm not sure. 2 balls of big twist makes 1 blanket. You would think I would remember the measurements. 34, maybe 34 by 34, somewhere around there. But it's a nice size. It's also great in the summertime. Throw in the grass, lay your baby on it. Oh, those babies. So anyhow, yes, check out the blog probably next week. My wonderful tech editor. Can you believe when I was looking for a tech editor a while ago for one of my other patterns, I found a tech editor who, her name is Judy, the friendly tech editor. Doesn't she just go with a friend to knit with? I could not believe that it was just meant to be that we were friends. So anyhow, Judy is working on that and she should have it back. I have to take a picture. I am also putting out a tutorial on how to make these butterflies. So I will do that with this blanket. This is one of my work in progresses and it's the same thing, but in this color. I have it to a point where I can now demonstrate how to do the butterflies, and that will be another thing added to the pattern and definitely should be done within the next couple of weeks. As soon as it is, it'll be on the blog. All right, my other finished object, I talked about these the last time. These are the Beatrice mitts, and they are finished. I cannot say enough about this yarn. It's turtle purl yarn in trench coat colorway. And when you buy them, you get 2 balls for, for one price, 2 of these. And each skein makes 1 pair. So you can get 2 pairs out of it. 1 for you and 1 for your friend. Yes, I love, love, love the yarn so much. They are striped. Remember that in case you want it. These are the Beatrice mitts. All right, so my other work in progress, I only have one other one on my needles right now, I think, or I only brought one other one because I think that is all I have. I am making another one of these Pop Life cardigans. I've talked about this before. I like wearable knits too. This is just very wearable. It's 100% cotton. It's 50% upcycled cotton and I believe 50 raw cotton. And it's just a great summer knit, and because I wear it all the time. I wear it over dresses, over my pajamas, over my comfies in the evening when I'm knitting. It is just a great, comfortable, wearable sweater for those chilly mornings. So I started another one. This is the indigo denim, and this is by Wool and the Gang, and they do sell these as kits. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is my 5th one. So I've made them for other people, and this is going to be for someone else too. This is a gift. The only modification I made on this was I like to do both fronts at the same time. So the pattern has you knit this front and the back, and then this front and the back, and then seam it together along the center of the back. And I found after my first one that was not really a necessary step, and I did not want the seam down the back. So I do each front piece at the same time, which you don't have to do. You could just put it on a holder when you got to the shoulder when you're going to connect it through the back. And then that way they're both done at the same time. And if you just don't knit and purl on one section, you should have the same amount of rows. I still do count because at the end, because I have been known to just knit and purl across one and kind of leave that other one all alone over there, especially if I'm watching something on TV that I'm super into. But I think these are both the same right now. So that is one thing I do on that particular sweater. I like to do it. My mom did it all the time. She would knit the sleeves together. I don't know. Especially when they're pieced. But yeah, I love that sweater so much, you guys. So those are the only 2 things I do have on the needles. I wanted to talk about the knit along that Gina from SKEINCOCOAINE and I are going to be hosting, that will be starting June 21st, 2022. And That is the first day of summer, and we thought it would be really fun to do a Summer of Stripes knit along. So I knit it was called the Simple Stripes by Suvi Knits last summer out of Gina's SKEINCOCOAINE's yarn, and absolutely adored that sweater. And I've already worn it this year, which is a good thing. And it's stripes, colorful ones. I'm wearing a little color. So I decided to make the same sweater out of Gina's Perfect palette in pastels. So, okay, can you believe this? Last year, because I had her bright colorway, and I took a photo holding my balls of yarn, and it's just such a mess. I'll try to link the picture below, as well as everything else. Everything will be in the description box. My balls were just a mess because I was trying to balance them all. I did get the photo, but I made a mess of my balls. Sweet Lily, my friend Lily Kate France, who is just darling, the most amazing knitter. She's Libby's age, my daughter's age. She said, a straight knitting needle, put them on a straight knitting needle. I was like, oh, Lily, aren't you not only darling, but genius? So anyhow, these are Wool and the Gang wooden needles, but they look really cute on my desk. I caked them up. And so I think I'm going in this order, but it's just a stripe every, you do like 13 rows of the stripes. I'll link that sweater below that I'm making. But the knit along is going to run for 3 months, and you can knit anything striped you want. Not a sweater. It doesn't have to be a sweater. It could be a cowl, a scarf, Beatrice mitts of any kind, hat, shawl, anything you want, socks. So I have been putting together a few blog posts over on my blog, A Friend to Knit with some inspiration. If you want to look for something to do, you can head over there. But Gina and I are going to have prizes. She's on her vacation right now, so as soon as she comes back, we're going to discuss some things, and we'll have things narrowed down a little bit better. But cast on day will be June 21st, and we're both going to try to, well, I am. I think she is too. But I'm going to try to podcast either on the 20th to remind you, or the 21st. And we'll definitely be over on Instagram. And to participate, you can be on Instagram. We're both also going to try to set up RAVELRY groups. Although we don't really understand how to do that. But we'll figure it out, promise. So we'll have some RAVELRY groups. So you can, converse with some people there. You can also participate over on Instagram. You can follow the hashtag, which will be Summer of Stripes Knit Along, Summer of Stripes, KAL. And not the knit along part, not the, don't spell it out, KAL. And yeah, it should be really fun. Like I said, there'll be prizes. Names will be drawn. We haven't really decided if we're going to start to do, I don't know when we're going to, maybe it'll be a continuous drawing throughout or just at the end. It's going to be fun. So if you want to participate, we would love to have you. Well, so I feel like I felt like when I was coming on, wow, I do have a lot to talk about. And it's only been like 20 minutes. So did I just talk fast today or what? So anyhow, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you are loving what you're working on, and just know you have a friend out there that is knitting right along with you. Remember to get your skin checked, and remember, you always have a friend to knit with. All right, take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.